Oh, hi, how are you? Welcome to my Facebook Live today. My name is Michelle Dutrissa and I'm an independent demonstrator in New South Wales. Now, as per usual, I've got my messy desk and I'm running a little bit late, so I'm still prepping. But while I'm prepping, just let me tell you about something really exciting that started today. Now, let me just bring it up. Please set your settings on your YouTube or Facebook so that StreamYards can recognize you and I can see who comments are coming from. Just let me show you something, excuse me, that came up today on our feed from Stampin' Up. They've got a really fantastic promotion happening. Now, this promotion starts on the 4th of May and will go through to the 31st of May. And it's an in-colour starter kit. So if you're looking at joining Stampin' Up and you've been thinking about it and sitting on the fence, not knowing really what to do, well, guess what? Now's the time to do something. So start thinking about maybe joining my team. So if you're here in Australia and you're looking for something to do, like a craft that you can take up that's simple and easy and you can grow in that craft, or you're looking to maybe saving some money on some of your products, then this is the time really to think about joining me. Now, what is Stampin' Up offering? Well, if you join this coming month of May, as I said, as from the 4th of May, then you're going to receive with your startup kit, and your startup kit comes to $169, and they're going to add extra product. So those products are, let me show you the next screen. Those, whoops, did it go to the next screen? Doesn't look like it did. Looks like I'm having a little bit, oh no, look, that's okay. We'll just go back to this screen. As you can see there on the side, they're going to add those extra products. So you're going to get our 5 new in-colour cardstock, our in-colour designer series 6x6 paper pack, and the stamp pads, the new in colours, the 5 colours of that. Plus they're going to give you the grid paper that we use to protect our desk, our surfaces where we're working, that's also in the in-colour colours as well. So really, it's a fantastic savings. It's a really great time to join me in Stampin' Up. So think about it. If you want to know more, then get in touch with me and I'll let you know. So let's go back to me. And we'll just take that off. Sorry, there we go. Here I am. Let's just get rid of my desk. So think about joining us. Now I'm just going to pop this onto comments so I can see who's commenting, who's here. Hi Shelley, hi Glenda. Great to have you with us. So I'm going to turn the camera down. I'm still prepping, so you're going to have to bear with me. I was running a little bit late, getting too carried away reading Facebook this morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a couple of cards, or at least one card. I've just got 2 different card sizes here, and they're going to be a square card. So what I've done here, I've just taken a piece of basic white cardstock, and I've cut it 26 centimetres in width by 13 centimetres in depth, and I've scored it at 13 centimetres. I'm also going to take another piece. Now I have to grab another piece of cardstock here. And we're going to cut this a little bit smaller. So my base of my card is 13 centimetres. So I'm going to cut this one at 12.5 by 12.5 because I just want to have a mat on top. Now we are going to be using some of the new products today out of our catalogue. If you haven't received a catalogue and you would like one, please let me know and we can organise to get one off to you in the mail. Okay, so I want that as my mat for that card with just that little bit of difference in size. So it's about 0.5 centimetre, or if you're in inches, a bit 1/4 inch. Okay, so that's looking great. Now I'm also cut already just a basic tent fold one, which is 29.8 by 10.5, scored at 14.8. And I want to make a piece to go on the top of that too, because if we get a chance, I'm going to make 2 of these cards. So I've got a piece of basic white here, and I just need to cut this down. So I'm cutting it down to 10 by 14.9 by 14.4. So I'm taking just that little bit off to make it slightly smaller than our card base. So let me just pop that to one side. Might need that a bit later on. So I have now got just my regular card base and a square card base. Now, unfortunately, Stampin' Up don't make square envelopes anymore, but I'm sure you could find one out there in the wide world of either Officeworks or something like that. If not, you can very easily make your own envelope. And if you do, please let me know. I'd love to see it. So what we're going to look at today is the Happiness Abounds. Now, that's the stamp set, and it does come with some dies. Just let me have a quick look. I can't show you inside my catalogue, so if you haven't got this catalogue, as I said, remember to give me a quick look. I just want to see what they've named. It is part of a suite, and it is a beautiful suite. The suite is called Hues of Happiness, and it's going to retail for about $122.25. Okay, so that's going to be in that new annual catalogue. So if you really love this suite, then you need to get that catalogue to have a look at it. So it's got this beautiful stamp set with all these lovely outline stamps that you can colour in, and you can colour those in lots of different ways. And today I'm going to show you one of those ways. Some really lovely fonts. And it also comes with dies. Now I always pack my dies inside here. Eventually I'm going to get a piece of magnet and pop it, magnetic sheet, pop it in there. But you've got these dies here. Oops, I've always put them in my cellophane just so I don't lose them, especially when there's little pieces. This is a cellophane that usually comes with your dies inside it. And I just keep that just for those bits and pieces. Okay, so what have we got in here? Let me just pour all of these out. So you've got a lovely, I don't know whether you can see that, a floral, intricate die cut. It cuts out some pieces there, leaves like a stitching line in a hash. So that's going to be a lot of fun. There's also these 2 dies, and I think these are great. And these are the 2 dies that cut out, like if you're wanting to do, and actually a good example of it is actually here on the cover, because I've actually used this here on the cover, and you can see this piece of basic white here, and you've got the holes down the side like it's come out of a spiral bound book. Well, that's what these do. So that's that stamp there, that die there, that's given us that. And then we've got one which is like a little rectangle one. So really great. But the other thing about this is their designer series paper. So let me just go back to the dies. So you've got all your different floral shaped dies here that cut out all these. If we go back to the stamp, so you've got one here that cuts out that leaf shape there. You've got another one here, and that one will cut out. Let's have a look. It's actually the first time I've really looked at these. Looks like it will cut out that one. This one here will cut out that little one. This one looks like it will cut out that. Of course, these images are slightly smaller than the actual stamp itself. That goes for that one. That one there goes with that one. And then you've got these 2. So there's actually a die for every single image on there, which is great. I just love this. I can't wait to start playing with it. And today's my first day of playing. So I'm going to pop all them to one side because we'll be using some of those. And we've got our stamps. And now here's the best part about this suite. I love these papers. Now, I haven't even opened this pack yet. So let's get into it and have a look at this pack. Colours they've put in here are just magnificent. They are stunning. I'll tell you what all the colours are in a moment. So You've got that beautiful one. I'm just going to pull out one of each sheet. And then I'll flip them over. So you've got, this is sort of, it's almost variegated. You've sort of got yellows and pinks here, and then they've added in your soft purples, lilacs, aquas, like your pool party and all that. And then right into your Highland Heather and all of those colours. So it sort of goes from variegated from light through to a darker. And the same with this. So you could easily just cut out strips of it if you just wanted strips of the colour. So you've got all your different colours here in stripes with the little, made with the little flowers. What have we got here? Again, you've got your variegated colours. You've got, you know, sort of your pinks and your apricot tonings and your lilac tonings and Highland Heathers, and then right through to your navy. Sorry, I haven't got all the proper names. Then this one here is the same sort of colours, but this time it's based on a navy background. And then this one here, or your sort of your pool parties, your Night of Navy, your Highland Heather, and this would be getting more into your, just having a look at the names. I'll have a look at the colours in a second, probably give us a better idea. I think there's one more here. And again, that's sort of like your melon mambo, polished pinks maybe, your, I don't think it's quite calypso coral, maybe your blushing brides, and then into your yellow tones. So let's just have a look at the reverse of all of those. So take all of them and we'll just flip them over, and then you've got some little, like little crosses, like a star type of thing. Got these beautiful washed colours, you know, all your rainbow colours, your navy with all your different colour flowers on top. Again, another one with your washes there. Another one with all your washes on it. So it's like not really a wash, it's like a brush, like they've brushed the colour on with a dry brush. And then those ones there. So the colours that they've used in here, and there's quite a few. So you've got Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Pool Party. And I'm sure there are other colours you could very easily team up with this. Now, this is how disorganised I am today. I haven't even worked out what colours we're going to do. So what we need to do first off, though, is cut out some circles. And we're going to cut out our circles in our basic white before I work out what colours cardstock I'm going to use. I'm going to pop that down there and what images we're going to use. So this idea is all in my head so far. It is something I've seen as I've been looking at Facebook. So let's have a look and see sizing. So we've got our card bases to one side. We've got our card fronts here in our two different sizes, and I've pulled out some circle die cuts, and I'm just sort of wondering, I want to cut like a frame in the circle. So I'm probably going to cut, I think maybe that size might do both of them, or should I go down a size? That's your biggest one, and that's your second biggest, and this is the third. Okay, we might have to try that. We'll do the big one on there. So I just need some cardstock. We'll throw that out of the road. Let's get our plates for our machine. Okay. Now, I'm sorry I haven't been around for the last few weeks. Just been very busy with lots of different things happening family-wise and sewing-wise. Now, I don't want to cut those two pieces, so we're going to pop them out of the road so they don't get damaged. And I want to cut out some frames out of this, and I probably will need another piece of white as well. So we'll get rid of that piece. We'll just use this big piece here. So, also in this suite too, can't forget, got these lovely glossy assortment of dots, and probably Pool Party, probably the Daffodil Delight or Mango Melody. That would be either the Fresh Pink or the Melon Mumbo, and your Highland Heather. So they also come in that suite too. So there's 4 products in that suite. So really worthwhile thinking about getting. So let me bring in my cut and emboss machine. I am using the big one here, so it might be out of screen a little bit. So we need our plate 1 as our base plate. We need our plate 2 as our shim on top. We need one of our plate 3s. And we need some white cardstock. So I've got my 3 dies here. What I want to do is I'm going to, which sizes I've got. Okay, so if I did, I want to cut that one. Let me just move that out a little bit because I could probably cut these all together. So I want to do that one, and I want to do that one there. So I'm going to cut out my frames, and cutting out my frames, what I'm going to do is I'm cutting out my smaller inner circle of each frame first. So I'm just going to pop that on top. Just pop this through the machine. I always find it's good to hold that handle on top. Just gives that your cut and emboss machine a little bit more stability. Okay, so they are my inner circles cut, so we don't need those pieces there, so they can go over there. Now this one here, which is my one small circle, I want to cut that one there, and then I'm going to cut my big one on this one. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting out the inner circle, and now I'm going to cut out my outer circle. But I want to make sure, I think I'm going to put some post-it note tape on this just to make sure that everything is lined up nice and straight. Nothing worse than a crooked frame. So let me just turn this around again. I can see that they've already moved a bit. And I'm just eyeballing this. I'm going to pop that one there, that one there. Now this post-it note stuff here is a tape. You can get this from Officeworks. Really great stuff. I love it. Now let's have a look at this one. I'm going to turn this around so I can see. Sometimes it's good to stand up doing these things, but I'm not going to today. And I feel like I'm slightly shorter today because I'm not sitting on my cushion like I normally am. Pop that one there. Okay, so let's pop those through and see what we come up with. Doesn't matter if they go in a bit crooked as long as the frames stay. Let's just hold our machine so we're not getting a lot of movement. And let's see if our frames worked for us. So I hope you're having beautiful. Oh, that one didn't quite. I might have to try that one again. It's a little bit wonky. We'll give it another go. How'd we go with this other one? And that one is perfect. So I just need to do that smaller frame again. So let's just try it again. So we're going to cut our inner circle first. We get rid of these post-it notes. Now, nothing always goes to plan when you're doing a Facebook Live, does it? Now, just let me know too, because I'm using StreamYards and I'm using my phone and my iPad to do this video. And I've just been a little bit concerned that some of my videos might be a little bit blurry. So if it's not real clear, please let me know. because it's a bit hard knowing from this end exactly what's happening at the other end. And if it is too blurry, then I may have to go back to just doing Facebook Lives, because there's nothing worse. I know for myself, I don't like watching a blurry video. So just let me have a look at that and make sure that I think that's nice and even. Yes, I think I have got it even this time. So hopefully nothing moves. So yes, your feedback on whether you can see everything. It does go blurry from time to time. Yeah, I don't know, Glenda, how to fix that. I don't know whether it's my phone, because I have been having phone issues, whether it's just like it's not tracking really well. But when I've done, oh, well, I think it's moved again. If it's moved again, we might just do one card. Let's have a look. Yeah, it has moved a little bit. Oh, well, we'll just, what do you reckon? Should we try a third time lucky? We'll just grab this piece here. We'll just try a third time lucky and see how we go. Yeah, so I don't know what the answer is to it besides buying a new phone, and that is not an option at the moment for me. So, but it seems to, when I've done a Facebook Live, I don't have as many issues. So whether that's the way to go back, I mean, I know both you girls are watching via Facebook. I don't know. But please let me know. Although if you're watching it via Facebook and you're finding that it's going blurry every now and then, it's possibly then just my phone or even my internet connection. That plays a big part in all of this as well. And I'm in a funny spot where I am. I'm sort of a long way from the connection, and the booster isn't working real well. So that could be a good portion of the problem as well. Maybe just persevering and hopefully get my husband to play with that the booster in the hallway. It might be the easiest thing to do. Okay, everyone cross your fingers that this is going to work this time. I'm putting a bigger piece of tape on here. Hopefully, oh, I think something's moved already. Just let me have another look. No, I think it's my imagination. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that new magnetic sheet, Glenda. It's I think there's going to be a lot of people hanging out for it. So it'll be interesting to see whether they've gone with the same design they had before. They're doing a heavier one. Look, that is still out a little bit, but that's the one I'm going with. Or whether they're going to do something similar to what the Big Shot had with the heavier ones. So it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Okay, let's just get rid of all of those. Now, let's have a look. I think those two are my good ones. Those two are my duds. Pop them out for later on. Put my dies there so I don't lose them. I do have a little bit more die cutting to do, and that's a scrap. Okay, so there's our two circles there. Now, designer series paper. What I want to do is I want to have a circle of designer series paper in my background. So don't want to use these florals, and I'm going to show you something with those florals in a minute. But what I want is, I'm going to do 2 different colours, I think. I might do one in the lemons, and I might do one in, or you could do a variegated one, maybe in the pinks. Okay. Or do we do the blues? There's so many choices. But it's going to be one of these 3 sheets. That part, or one of, or maybe even this one. Because in this one we could get some really different sort of colourings happening. Just want to form a background without having to colour it. Okay, I think we're going to use that sheet there, because, and you could choose one out of each, off each sheet, but I just want a little bit of variegation in colour. Now I'm going to pop those just there. And I just want to cut off a strip. Usually I like to cut 10 centimetre strip, but I'm going to just cut something a bit narrower for today, and that's about, cut it about 9 centimetres. Though 10, oh well, let's make it 10, makes it easier. So I'll move that piece. I have got an idea of something to do with this range of DSP and stamps, because on the weekend my parents celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary, and we had a family get together. So I've got all the photos, and hopefully when my son plays with the photos that he's taken and I get a copy of all of those, I'll know what photos I'm going to use. And I'm thinking of making up a special album for my parents. So and I think this paper will be beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do is cut out 2 circles, and I just want to use a variation of each one. So I might just cut this piece through here, this one through here, just to make it a little bit simpler. We don't need those pieces. So they're the colours I'm going to use. We'll need to bring the cut and emboss in again. So how's the weather down your way, Shelley? It was quite cold here yesterday, but today it seems to be a much nicer day. By this time yesterday, I was freezing in my workroom. So I'm going to cut one in that. I'm going to see if I can cut both of them at the same time. And the other one, maybe a little bit more of that colour. There, I'll pop this plate on top. Keep that handy because we still have some more die cutting to do when we come to our flowers. So now we've got those 2 circles, and we've got our little frames to go over the top. So what I want to do is put a little bit of adhesive on our frame here. I do have glue in there, but it's just, don't want to use too much. So you probably just want to just dot it around a little bit. You don't want it to lift, but we want it to glue without having glue oozing everywhere. Now I did, I don't know where I've got it. My silicone mat would be a really good thing to have here at the moment. That's the biggest one, and we're going to pop that on top just like that. So you just want to make sure that that has covered those edges. We're just giving that a little bit of a frame, and we're going to do the same with this one here. We're just going to pop that onto there, just like that. Okay, so there are 2 frames, and we need our card pieces now. So we've got our square card. Oh, I'm a messy girl. Let's just hope I haven't cut all the wrong pieces when I was trimming out my circles. That's for that one. That is for, no, that is not for that one. Maybe I have cut the wrong one. Oh, well, easy enough fixed. We'll just cut another. No, there it is. Perfect. Done. I haven't done the wrong thing. Okay, so that card is going to open that way, but we don't need those pieces for the moment. This is how I think when I make cards. I'm all over the place. I work in a big mess. Now, if you wanted to, you could run this through an embossing folder. I'll just have a look and see if I've got one to add a little bit of texture. Might do that actually, because I do like to have a little bit of texture on these. So let's just move that out of the road again, and that one. Bring in our machine again, and we're going to remove plate 2. Pop that into my folder and pop plate 4 on top. It's just not gripping. Why isn't that gripping? Oh, because I got the door down. Oh, silly Billy. I forgot to put my door down. So we're just popping a little bit of texture, a little bit of interest onto that card front, and we'll do the same with this one. Or actually, we might do one with and one without. How about that? Just to have a comparison. So we're going to do the square one with and this one without. And I've just realised that we can't, we'll work it out. I just realised by doing that on there, I can't stamp my sentiment, but that's all right because we'll work that one out. So we're just going to put some adhesive on the back of this. And I'm keeping this all fairly flat at the moment. Now I've just got to work out where we want. We want the pink. Don't want to have it going straight up and down. It's got to go into the middle. So I'm just sort of eyeballing that one. And this one here, we're going to do the same sort of thing. Now I'm just hoping, because I've got a little bit of a wonky circle, excuse me, that if I put, that's the narrow part of my frame, if I put, I don't want that in, I can do that sort of an angle on there, like so. Okay, Easy peasy so far. Okay, so there's our card bases. So we're going to have that one. It's going to go on there, and that's not embossed. This one here, which is going to go onto there, which I have embossed. I don't mind square cards. I quite like them. What do you think? Okay, now, as I said before, there's different ways that we can colour in these flowers, and we're going to do a really simple way today. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use all of these dies to cut out our papers. So if I go back to my papers again, find one of these floral ones. Now they've got to go with. So what happens here, if I turn this over, so that one's out because those flowers are way too small. These dies will actually cut out these flowers beautifully. So you just need to line up, turn this around until you come to match. And it's just taking me a little bit. I think I found it. So that will cut out that flower. And it's also, I believe, the same with these leaves. So this one here will cut out that leaf. And this one will cut out that one as well. Then you've got this smaller flower, which I believe is that one. If we move our leaves out of the road, that will cut out that one. And this one here will cut out that one. So you can stamp your image and colour it using watercolour pencils or using your blends or anything like that. Or you can cut it directly out of your designer series paper. The other thing you can do, which we're not going to do today, is actually stamp your flower on this side using your stamps and then using a black embossing powder or white embossing powder, and die cut that out. And you've got your texture underneath with your brush strokes on your designer series paper, which there is examples of that inside the catalogue, and it's amazing. I think it's just great. They've given you so many different options of what you could do with this. So we're actually going to cut out these flowers, but I've got to work out which flowers are going to go with which. So these ones here will go better with this one, and we can use either one of those two. I think that one to go with that. Now let's have a look. We could even use this one here if we don't want to have the lemons, or we can mix them up a bit. We might start off with by cutting those, I think. So let me just remove all of this other paper out of the road. And we're going to work out what ones we want to cut. So just got to make sure that every single one of these flowers. This is going to be the tricky part. It's just working it out, turning it around until you get, yes, that flower matches. The other thing you could do is get your scissors out and fussy cut too, because that one will definitely cut that one. So that flower there might be slightly different. So if we know it's that flower, then we're going to know it's that flower. So let's go cut out that one. So I'm just going to cut around it. It is a little bit of wastage in paper, unfortunately, but hey, just buy some more. So we're going to cut that one out. I want to cut, let's have a look. So that one will match that one. This one here matches that one. That one matches that one. Might still cut that out even though I've cut the end off that one, because then that will give me I can just remove the tip of that one. So that one there cuts that one. That one cuts that one. So that's that flower. That should be that one up there. I think I like that one. And use that little bit of my cut. Oh, I'm cutting so close to that. Cut some of those. That one there, I believe, is that one. I might cut all of that out there. Let's start by cutting those out and seeing what we've got. So again, I'm going to bring in this. I'm using the big one here because hopefully I can fit most of these all in together. That one. I might just bring this down and do it on here. And this one here, we want to cut. See if I cut that one. It's going to be getting very close to the edge, but that's all right because we're going to tuck all these in around each other. That one there is that one. To do that flower, that leaf. And then maybe that leaf at the same time. Let's pop those onto there. Grab that top plate. Missed a little bit there on the side, but that's okay. We were trying to squeeze that in. How to go with this one? Beautiful, just like I like it. Want to get the leaf out of that. Try to get as much out of these as we possibly can. There's another lovely flower there. Leaf. Another leaf. Okay, so what else can we get out of this piece here? We can get that flower. This one here, which is that leaf. Okay, just go ahead and cut those ones. There's that leaf. And that flower there, that's all rubbish. What else have we got left? So we've got this one here. Cut that out. Got this one. And if we go over to the other sheet, let's have a look, see what we can get from this. So there's this flower here, but we can also get oops, cut the tip off that. And see what I can get from let's see how we go with those. Oh, I hope I've got the right flower here. Don't think I have. Okay, well, I might just leave that one. But we do need to get, we've got that one there, that one, and I want to try to rescue that one there at the side. So let's pop those through. This is probably the most time consuming part, so I'm sorry about just having to watch me run this through. I hope you're crafting along with me, whether you're doing this or whether you're doing something a little bit different. So that's a flower out of that lot. That's rubbish. It's a leaf. Try to grab that one out of there. that one onto there. And do I have a die missing? Don't think I do. Yes, I do. This one here. That will cut out that one. And then we might start looking at, because we don't need too many flowers, just need a couple. So we might have plenty now for what we want. It might be just the leaves we need to cut a few more out, but we'll start putting these together because it gets rather boring just watching me cutting all of that out and talking to myself. Oh, you're crocheting. Yeah, I've got a jacket I've been working on for about 5 years crocheting. Everyone who comes in my front door always says, oh, how lovely it is. So it's like, I don't think I'm ever going to get to wear it. I think my husband's going to look at it and go, yuck, to be honest. We might actually, that one there goes with that one. Well, let's have a look, see what we've got. We can always cut out some more leaves. There's that flower there. So let's just move all of this out of the road. Okay, and bring in these two panels here. So this is the one I thought, these flowers. So we can add that one. And we're just going to add this around a couple of, not going all the way around our circle. We just want to put just a few. Just like that one, like that. And then this one, we haven't got a big flower for it yet, but it is a smaller circle, so we may not be able to use a bigger rose. So it might be good, actually, we don't have the roses to be sitting a little bit we can just tuck some leaves. This is where we might need a few extra leaves in here. Okay, so let's just, what I want to do, that's just giving me a bit of an idea there. So there's my, let's put those all out of the road. My stamp set's been buried under here. Let's have a look at these sentiments. So we've got sending many thanks for all you do. Congratulations. You are wonderful in every way. Wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. Friend, best wishes. Happy birthday. I think happy birthday. Oh, congratulations. Maybe we might. No, I think. There's the happy birthday. Sometimes when you stamp your sentiment, especially if you're doing a sentiment stamp directly onto your card, which is what I'm going to do here, you sometimes can then get a better idea where you're going to position all your decorations. So what I want to do is actually stamp that, and I don't like to stamp right down towards the bottom. I want to pop it about there. I'm going to use my black memento. Let's just ink that up and just make sure we've got it up the right way. And I'm going to pop that just about there. So I'll bring in some dimensionals. Okay, let's have a look what we've got here. Got lots of mini ones here, lots of black ones here. But I want. Okay, well, let's just do it with what we've got. So let's take that out for the moment. We can either pop that one up there and that one. Yeah, because that flower will be facing that way. Have that leaf going through there. Okay. I do want to get another pack of dimensionals. That's better. Because these are what I'm going to set up on dimensionals. So we want that one definitely on a couple of dimensionals. And I'm putting my dimensionals more into the center rather than to the outer edge. And that means then I can actually tuck things in underneath. So just want to follow that line of that circle, our frame. And we're going to, it's a pity there's not something a little bit smaller, because that's about these are the smallest ones. So I'm actually, but anyway, we'll make do with what we've got, because that can be tucked in just underneath there. So I just want to pop so that's going to get tucked in. Just going to pop one dimensional onto that one, because I want it to look like it's coming out from that flower, and then this one here is going to be sitting just a little bit above, and again just sort of the dimensionals more towards the top to give it height, and then the tucking in underneath will sort of push it down, like give it an angled. I want a little bit of that. I want that sort of going, just following that circle. Okay, so might help if I actually took the backings off these, wouldn't it? Rather than tucking them in without. Then this we can tuck in underneath there, and I'm going to put glue on him because I don't necessarily want dimensionals on that, but I'm only going to put glue just on that tip, the end. You can also use a glue dot. Again, I just want that to follow around that there. This one here. That one coming out from in there. We'll need to cut some more leaves. So that's that so far. So let me just pop that one, get rid of all of that rubbish. Pop that one there, and we'll bring this one in. Let's have a look what we've got here. So This one here we're going to sit up on a few dimensionals. Going to pop 3 onto that one. Work out what way we want that to be sitting. We want that to come across there a little bit. This one here we could have under there. I'm going to pop a few dimensional there. And then the same with this one. So we're sort of doing something very much similar on both cards. Now we do have a little extra flower here. We could, I think we might leave that out, or we might use, it's a different yellow. What do you think? I think I like just the 3. Pop those to one side, I think. Okay, so let's have a look here. So this leaf here is following the natural curve of the circle. So we're just going to pop some adhesive on the back of that. So we're just trying to follow that shape of that curve. Now this one here we do need to add a sentiment as yet, or we could actually even just leave it without a sentiment if you just wanted to have the option of just, you know, sometimes it's nice to have that option of having a card that's got no sentiment on it at all. Tuck that in a little bit more. But we'll have a look. We'll have a look at our sentiments and cut a few out. I think we could pop another one in there. And I just need to cut out a couple of more leaves, I think. So I've got that leaf and I've got that leaf. But we also had, let's just have a look. So we've also got these little pieces here. So let's just have a look, see what else we've got. We'll pop those out of this one. Oh, excuse me, to one side. And there's nothing on those sheets. Let's just have a look at the other sheets here. No, I don't think it actually cuts out anything on these 2 sheets of paper. We just need a few extra leaves. So let's just see what we've got here. Got another leaf there. We probably only really need one more, so that will work out fine. Thanks, Glenda. I'm glad you like it. I'm actually hoping this weekend to actually start working on this other idea I've got for this week, and which is a photo book. You make the book from scratch. It's actually one that I'm looking at doing as a quarter folio. Not quite sure whether it's something I can do on a YouTube video until I've made one first, but it is a lot of work. But it is something I used to love doing. I've done a few of them in the past where I've made, it's not quite on right, where I've made, just taken cardstock and some chipboard and made a photo album. I've sold all the ones, bar one, I've sold the ones that I've made to people in the past. I do have one which is filled with photos of my parents when they were dating. And it's probably a good one to do for a video like this. So if ever you're interested in knowing a little bit more about it, it's just let me know, and probably do a video on it, or do it in over 2 days. Oh, excuse me, I've got a scratchy throat. Okay, don't want to lose that piece. There's still flowers on there I can use. Let's get rid of these. Oh, I'm going to have a desk clean up after this live. This is how I usually roll when I'm crafting at home on my own. So, and this one here, I just want to tuck him just underneath there. Just felt like it needed something a little bit more there. So that's those. We still have to choose a sentiment for that one. So let's have a look. We need a scrap of basic white because we've embossed. Just move that die. So what we've got is, so we've got a happy birthday. We could do something completely different. Okay. Maybe just the plain old friend. Though friends aren't plain and old, that's for certain. Friends are very special. I might just restamp that one. It's just looking a little bit blurry. And that one's looking a little bit thick. Let's just try it one more time. Okay. So we could pop that one across there. Or do we need to have something that's a little bit longer? What do you think? Do we just do friend on there? I just... So, Shelley, have you had a chance to look at your new catalogue as yet? I know she got it in the mail just the other day because she told me. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. I like that. Just something a little bit different. Hi, Linny. Linny and I are going to meet up next week for lunch. Oh, you're going to have to come back and watch the replay? That's fine. And I think I'm going to bring that out just over the top of that. So it's just peeking out. Probably... Did I forget to take the back off that one? I did too. I was wondering why it wasn't sticking. So that's just sitting there like that. Okay, so let's grab our card bases. Got our 2 card bases there. No, that's not a card base. There we go. So this one here, we're going to just adhere that directly to that one to there, and then this one. Don't let me forget to add some bling, because I tend to forget. And then afterwards I think, oh, I should have added that. So today we've got to remember where to add it. Sometimes I wish there was an alarm bell you guys can press to say, hey, Michelle, you've forgotten something. Okay, so there's those. So now all we need to find on my messy table is all of those beautiful bling. So here we are. You could even put just diamantes with this. I don't know. What do you think? I think that one would look nice on that. And I'm just wondering whether, yeah, let's give it a go. I'm not a real blingy person, but so on this one here, I was sort of thinking, okay, we could go there. There's 3 different sizes here too, so there. And maybe one up there like that. So that's that one. And then this one here, I think we'll just add similar sort of thing. I've got the same sort of, so pop one there, big one, just about there, and then the last one just up there. Okay, so let me just clear down my desk. I do have a couple of envelopes, and maybe we should, because this is something else I don't always tend to think of doing. If I can find the other envelope. No, we'll have to leave it to another time. I was just thinking we could stamp something on there, but let's not worry about that right now. It'll take me forever and a day to find them. Get rid of those. So there we go. So there's a lovely square card. And there's another one just done with a regular 10-fold card. Now you could also add a little bit of ribbon to that if you wanted to add ribbon to it. You like that, Shelley? Thank you. So I hope you've enjoyed that today. There's a lot of fiddling around. Sorry I was sort of running a little bit late. But a very busy morning, posting emails and different things and checking out my Facebook. But please make some cards like this and tag me in it so I can see what you're making too. So I hope you've enjoyed that today. Have a lovely day. Just let me pop back onto me. So I'm short on this chair. I need to lift it up a bit higher again. Yeah, I hope you had a great day. I hope you've enjoyed my cards, and we'll see you next Friday. Okay, bye for now.